Right, you guys, make sure you like this video and subscribe to Mike's, okay? Make sure. If you don't subscribe to Mike, you're gonna have a fat forehead and a big hairline.
Boom, I'm with the guy Max inside. Subscribe to him, make sure you do still. Best content coming out. You know how it is.
Hello, welcome back to another video, people. Welcome back to the YouTube channel. Make sure you're liking the video and subscribing if you're new. We're trying to reach 1K before the end of the season. Your support has been absolutely amazing over the past year and a half. So thank you very much for everything as of recently, as we hit 900 subscribers a couple of days ago. Yeah, Tottenham won, West Ham United won. Who cares? Honestly. I don't think anybody in the crowd cared. Like, not even West Ham fans, which is mad in itself, because usually, no matter what the circumstances is, West Ham fans get up for the Chelsea and Tottenham games, as in crowd-wise. But I don't think anybody gives a shit. I don't think anybody gives a shit. I think everyone wants the season to end, and thank God we are 3 games away. I'm sorry that there's not going to be a watch-along for the Man United game and the Ipswich game, but I am out both Sundays, and I actually didn't book the things I'm going to. We're thinking of West Ham United, so it is what it is, but I don't think anybody cares about West Ham United for the rest of the season. So there's no more watch-alongs for the rest of the season in terms of West Ham-wise. There will be for other games that I'll have the Champions League watch-alongs. I've got a lot to talk about. Well, not a lot to talk about, actually. I haven't got a lot to talk about. Sorry, I'm looking that way. I was just watching the Chelsea-Liverpool game as well. Graham Potter. I am keeping my word with him. I don't really have much to say about him today, but after discovering the Skulls thing, apparently he's just been left out of the squad. I'm gonna assume that you're gonna wait until next preseason to include the youth, because what is the point of hiring a manager that's gonna blend in the youth? You show a glimpse of blending in the youth, and a youth player has one terrible game, and that was against Mohamed Salah, and then he gets benched after when Skulls was playing. Emerson was barely getting looking. You got to think about it. Before the Liverpool game, especially, Emerson was barely getting a look in compared to Ollie Scholes. It seemed to be like he was playing players that he was going to have in his plans for next season, mainly because I don't think many of these guys are in his plans next season. But that, for me, I feel like it's not a red flag yet, but the use of the squad is going to become the first red flag if nothing changes. I feel like I can predict what West Ham's trajectory is, and that is a downward spiral, no matter who the gaffer is. But this is what's going to happen, people. This is what's going to happen. So with any manager, they're stubborn in their own ways, but at least this manager tries to adjust to the squad a little bit. But what I think is going to happen is there's going to be a lack of a rebuild, which is what we need. We don't need any of these midfielders. I'm just being honest with you. We don't need any of these midfielders. Lucas Paquetá will bring you back in with a couple good things that he's trying, and then we'll bring you back out with him going to his typical behavior. He's like, he's thinking, I'm acting like too much of a normal guy. Let me just show you my spectrum powers real quick. And that's what he does, really. He was dictating the game quite well. He was doing quite well with, not with Souček, but he did quite well in the midfield and then just started giving the ball away for no reason, which is what he does. But he wasn't. It feels like in a deeper role, he is more disciplined than he is in a 10. Because I feel like when you give the guy too much freedom, he just feels like he could do what he wants. As the previous coaches have said, he is uncoachable. I can't remember who said that in the Moyes coaching stuff, but someone said that on a podcast that they were on, which is not a good thing, by the way. It's not a good thing, especially in the era of disciplined robotic footballers that play robotic systems. That's not a footballer you really want to coach in modern day, even though no one cares about modern day football. Who else? I think Fulkirk did some nice things and did some bad things. I think this guy is dropping too deep. I think he's in the box in the right places at the right time, but at the same time, you don't even need to be dropping too deep when we've got so many midfielders. We've got so many people that want to occupy central areas, etc. But I think he makes us so much better in terms of where we need to play the ball, because at least he's bringing the wingers in, and it means Bowen goes on to the right. Actually, I know Ferguson didn't do much when he came on, but I thought he won the ball well to try and have a bit of urgency and played the right passes. I don't think Ferguson's a terrible player. I don't think he's a great player either, but I don't see the point of deciding, to be 100% honest with you. That's my whole thing going into that. Mohamed Kudus is a social experiment as well. He's another one where he's it's going to become a case of like, what are you doing, sort of thing. And it's in like in every area of the pitch, whether it's on the left or in the middle or on the right. No matter what you're doing, he's not walking around. He's walking around. He doesn't win. He doesn't want to win a second ball because he doesn't care about the club. He doesn't care. And he's not the only one that doesn't care. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know whether the Tottenham goal was handball, nor do I care because Kilman was playing 1-2s with Mateus Tell. Was it Mateus Tell? Or Richarlison? Sorry, they kicked the ball against twice. I thought Kilman picked it up in the second half, but my head's been too gone for me to talk about the games that I've been watching so much, where I'm like, I've been calling players out, etc. So I do need to call out Max Kilman because 3 games in a row, it's been bad form. It's bad form. I feel like I know what to expect from the guy, and I feel like at best he's a squad player in the Premier League because he'll give you a really good game when he can, but he'll give you a really stupid moments when he's having a good game, which sums up the quality of players that we have quite well, to be honest. If Bowen doesn't score, then no one scores. I could have told you that like 5 games ago, 10 games ago, etc. Good. That was actually a nice bit of play that we did for the goal, even though they did let us score. Bowen's literally walking towards Vicario and puts it through his legs. So fair play to Bowen. You don't deserve this, neither does Wan-Bissaka, really. However, yeah, this is where we are at this current moment in time. Those 2 players have been carrying that right hand side. We haven't got a left hand side. As much as I think the approach to the game was right from Potter, it's that like the personnel, like you can't do it with that personnel. Like when we did press, as I always say with West Ham United over the past 3, 4, 5 years, is when we do press, we play well. So I don't know why we don't do it more often. Again, Potter is trying to get the players up the pitch and nobody's listening, which just tells to me that these players don't want to be at West Ham United. And that's why I say some of these players don't deserve a 4th manager. Whatever you think of Potter, which I get, some of you didn't want him in the first place, some of you are sick of him, which I completely hear, because no one is immune from criticism. I just don't think these players deserve a 4th manager. I don't think these players deserve to survive a 4th manager. Like outside of Bowen, who's ultra consistent, like there's no one else there that I'm like, you deserve another manager. You don't really. You haven't really warranted it because some of you are new, some of you haven't done enough for the club. And some of you are coming to the end of your career, like an Aaron Cresswell, for example, who I don't think played bad. I just think I kind of felt sorry for him because we're going man to man, so we're leaving him 1v1 with Odebear, who apart from the goal, like didn't really do fuck all, to be fair. Mateus Tell, by the way, is one of the worst players I've ever watched at the London Stadium play against West Ham. This guy is so shit at shooting the ball. It's like we were trying to give Tottenham a second goal, and they just didn't want to score. Like they don't care. Like I hear it. Like the league's gone. Like I think everyone would have predicted a 1-1 draw. If you had put a bet on it, you would have got your money back, sort of thing. That's how we were like looking at it, and that's word to Pakistan. Shout out Bet365. But it's just typical West Ham. I can see a lack of rebuild that we need next season, and it's just going to plummet us into a relegation battle. And if we do get relegated in this stadium, then it's a travesty. But I can see it happening because as shit as Daniel Farke is with Leeds, they're better than us. Burnley, even with Scott Parker. I don't rate these managers as Premier League managers, Daniel Farke and Scott Parker. However, even though I don't really like, I don't think Potter's a 17th place manager either. They're going to have players with application that try and are going to be motivated to stay in the Premier League and then not going to want to end up like Ipswich and Southampton and them, man. So at the same time, we could definitely get relegated next season. I'd say right now I'm predicting us at highest we finish where we are right now, to be honest. Is it a 17th place squad? I don't think it's a 17th place squad. But I don't think it's a good squad either. I think the previous manager should have got more on what he had because he had a pre-season. However, I think we're seeing a lack of technical quality that we have at hand. Have you seen these players try and pass a ball? That reminds me, I'm getting on to Thomas Suchek, yeah? I haven't criticised the guy in that long, to be fair, because the guy hasn't really been doing much worth of criticism. I think in this system, he tries his very best. Don't get me wrong, he does try. He never not tries. He's always trying to make it work, even when he's in an uncomfortable situation. But the football is just this kind of thing. It's just not for you. Like trying to turn with the ball and pass the ball, apart from one back heel through the press. It's kind of alarming. And it's not just alarming on the ball, it's alarming off the ball. This guy was getting run over by Sam Basuma. Like they were looking at him to take him on. And that's been a previous criticism I've had of him, is lack of mobility, and like previous games against people like Odegaard or an Eze where they've just targeted him. to take them on. Like, he's a very good tackler, but he's a low block player. He's a low block player. Like, he's literally a Nuno Espirito Santo's wet dream. Like, it makes sense. I don't think he's going to go in the summer either. I don't think he should go necessarily because we've got a lot more players we need to get rid of before Thomas Souček. But he cannot be starting for us next season. Players like Paquetá, Souček, Kudus, Kilman. I'd throw Kilman in there. I'm talking about the starting 11 right now as well. And you could debatably say Fulkrug and Areola as well. Those are the players I wouldn't start. Like Wan-Bissaka. So I essentially say Wan-Bissaka, Emerson, if he stays, Bowen and Todibo. Those are the ones I'm saying that should start next season that are still starting now. Other than that, everyone else can leave. As it goes for the other players in the squad, you guys already know what I think. I don't know how this match reaction has become 11 minutes long, but apparently there was a lot to talk about. But 3 games left, guys. We will get there. Don't lose your hairlines. We will get there. The GVO show will be on Tuesday after the Barca and Inter watch along. Same with the show with Prime will be after the Arsenal watch along as well with PSG. And there will be probably some match previews on Friday. I'm going to ask some guests for Man United game and Pro Club Saturday, people. So that's the week you've got coming up, and obviously uploads across every day. Hopefully, if I can conjure up an upload for every day, I will. Make sure to leave a like on the video. Make sure to subscribe to your new social medias in the description. If you want to follow me, the email for the inquiries when I road to 1K subscribers. Let's make that happen before the end of the season. And I'll see you guys later. Take care and peace.